So I'm sitting here next to Henry, aka Lucky. I call him Lucky because you've been working with us for about a week now, and you've brought a bit of luck.
Yeah.
We've actually had our best results in the history of the company, which is pretty cool. Henry's actually called me a few times at the start of last week saying, "Hey, want to chat?" I was busy. "Hey, want to chat?" I'm Henry. I was busy. Eventually came up for oxygen, had a bit of a connection with this young, hungry lion, which I since have learnt is a sales professional based in Melbourne who was working for somebody else, saw what we did on the socials, resonated with him, and 1 week later, you're sitting here next to me in Sydney making your mark as Sales Hero.
Yeah, it's crazy to be honest.
Mate, we're glad to have you.
Glad, yeah.
For multiple reasons. I don't think I've employed somebody who's come on and hit the ground running like you have. You've kind of, fitted right in. And it's so nice to meet actually in the flesh because obviously, you know, training and developing somebody interstate to support businesses across a number of businesses. You provide me with confidence with your hunger and your drive, and now you're providing me confidence with your results, which, you are.
So,
I'm really grateful for that. So thank you.
Good, I'm glad.
Now, you got on a plane this morning. Your mum probably thought I was just some stranger that was going to murder you because, you know, we've kind of said, what, you want a job? Okay, no worries. You can start the next day.
Here's your phone.
Yeah, here's a phone. I'm mailing it down. Bob's your uncle.
Flying you out,
Yeah. And look, you're now working across a few different businesses and supporting us with our mission, which is to make businesses more profitable. So thank you. Keen to know, in your words, I guess, what's different about working for a sales agency, if you will, compared to, I guess,
tech sales?
Or just any sales really that you're familiar with? Like, what are you enjoying about it so far?
Just a variety, to be honest, you know. Being able to step into so many different industries, so many different niches, talk to so many different avatars every day, people with different problems every day. It gives you variety and confidence in yourself as a salesman because you have the one skill that every salesman strives to have, being able to walk in a room and solve a problem. You know, there's tons of salesmen in this world. Like, the world doesn't need any more of it. It needs problem solvers that are ready to come in, take action, and get something done. And when you're able to shift your approach every single time to a different industry, niche, whatever it is, that just accentuates that skill.
I like it. So. Now, don't present yourself too strongly because I don't want this to be a production piece that another company sees and says, that Henry guy looks great, I'm going to go and poach him, because I like having you.
Yeah.
I hope this is
please.
a time that we can build the company together to the next kind of stage and beyond. But I guess from my end, finding people that are able to like sink their teeth into multiple businesses in a day is difficult. I know there's a lot of roles out there that you can kind of hit the phones, 100, 150 dials in a day, sell one product or service. You have some results that kind of fluctuate because as a human being, you can really focus on putting really great energy into something. And then at a point in time, you're like, I'm exhausted of selling the same potentially boring thing. What you're getting with sales here is you're getting in, making a mark with one business, then moving on to the next, and then potentially some calls from the calls you did earlier in the morning might circle back to being opportunities later in the day. How are you finding the ability to kind of, I guess, be a chameleon and to fluctuate and blend into so many different businesses? Has it been difficult to transition from like selling one thing in a day to selling multiple?
Yeah, that's the thing, because like when you're on the phone, people usually say it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. Tone is everything, right? So it's like every single time I change industry, niche, whatever it is, I have to change my tone. And that's one thing that I've honestly grown a lot quicker. Like, I have to change how fast I speak, you know, my tone, how I sound, how I come across, who I'm speaking to. It all just grows your skill. So it definitely is hard, but you know, if you're comfortable, how are you going to grow? You know,
well
so
said.
it's like,
Well said.
it has to be hard to change and grow and get better. So
I look at you, who is somebody that's half my age, and I say to myself, when I was half my age, I was certainly not a salesperson, but I was very good at driving numbers in everything that I did.
Yeah.
For you, when you think of yourself and the mark you're starting to make, or the, you know, in the area that you're focusing in, which is sales, do you think of yourself as a salesperson, or is it the words that you just touched on, which I really love, which is a problem solver?
Yeah, that's what I usually come in to think, like, because in my opinion, in my personal opinion, a salesperson is like buy my product, buy my product, but a problem solver is someone that comes in and just provides value, really, and just comes and gives that helping hand to that prospect, whatever it is they need. So it's like, because I'll be on the phone, I'll be like, hey, look, I'm not here to try come in and barge in or anything. I'm just trying to come in and help out and see what you need. And if I can be there, cool. If I can't, that's fine. You got to come in and just provide value and really just help the customer out, whatever they don't need. And that's what it's about. Not about pressuring them, Obviously that can be done, but it's about, coming in.
I like it. Now, this was going to be a short video, but I'm loving the direction we're going down. So I think we keep going here for a second. Now, where does that come from in you? Because like, obviously some people are like, sell at all costs, and others are more problem solving. Some might be in between. And obviously good sales people, so to speak, are probably fluctuating in and out of when they need to be assertive versus when they need to dance, and when they need to problem solve, and when they need to relax, and when they need to forge ahead, and all those things. But for you, where do you think that's come from in terms of your interest to be a problem solver? Because some people are like, my mission is this, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to, ask 10 times, what's stopping them in different questions, and then I'll eventually get the sale. But problem solving, I guess that is that within reason, but like where do you think this kind of value driven sales approach, which I love, comes from? Is it something in you? Is it something from your background? Is it something that I don't know, that comes from a particular area?
I think it's just like, it sounds so crazy like that I think about it now, but it's just I think it's about just trying to stand out, Like when you come from like that value driven sales approach, you're very different and you stick out. From a young age, I've always wanted to be different, and I've always wanted to like stick out a bit and do something a little bit better, or like have my own twist on things. So when I bring that value driven sales approach, it allows me to be in that aura. And when you're talking about like when you have to have the foot on the gas and off, that's like 100%. It's to prospect to prospect. It depends on the frame that you have, the frame that they have, and where you sort of sit in that. If you can notice that you have the frame, you can put the pedal on the gas and get the close. But if they have the frame, you sort of have to sit back and be like, okay, let me try getting in here nicely. It's like, hey, I'm not trying to pressure or anything like that, man. I'm just trying to come in and help. Is there any like, just depends on the prospect and what their needs are, and you have to again be a chameleon, right? Like understand, okay, this person, they have the frame. I need to word this a bit differently. My tone has to be a bit softer. I have to come in more politely. Whereas if I have the frame, I can, it sounds cool, box them around a bit and get them to where you need to be, So
some people need a little nudge in the right direction. I really love this, and like I wish more so that I had this maturity and mindset when I first started in the industry. I was just kind of driven, competitive, and I was like, I've got interpersonal skills. I'll be able to convince somebody to buy something that they probably want or need. But in any case, mate, what you've got and where you can get to, not just with our company, but personally and professionally with this skill set is fantastic. So well done. Keep up the great work. To the aspiring salespeople that exist out there, some of you are just like Henry, and I fielded another call just like this today from another Henry, so to speak, who's now joining us for a more formal team meeting and interview tomorrow morning. I love how you've come to us because it shows that you're really driven. To the others out there watching this who might also be interested in, I guess, employment opportunities with a company that is trying to help as many businesses as possible with something that they hate but need, being sales, don't hesitate to reach out. Henry, 1 week in, is a testament to what success can look like. We'd love to hear from you. Henry, any final parting words of advice to the hungry lions of the sales world that could be ready to make their mark or try something that's outside their comfort zone? Because trying something new and different and jumping on a plane 1 week into employment is scary and different. But any words of advice to the people out there that might be interested in a role like this?
Yeah, because a lot of the times, like when you sell, you're either doing like cold dials, inbound dials, whatever it is. I just want to say something to people that might be interested in it. It took me, the first time I ever set an appointment, it took me, I think, over a month, 2 months, 3 months of dialing and trying to learn the skill of cold calling. So it's like, if you come in day one to a company like this or anywhere else and you don't set an appointment or you don't get a close or whatever it is, don't think you're a bad salesman because of that. It's like, you don't expect to go on a soccer field and kick a goal. Sales is the same thing. It's a skill. It's a people skill. It's a people science, right? So yeah, don't expect results instantly because it's a job. It's the only job in the world where you can actually, compared to other ones, control your income. It's one of the only jobs in the world where it's your value equates to how much you make in a lot of roles. So it's like, there's a reason for that, because it takes skill. So
yeah. Really great advice. Well, love that. Thank you for having a chin wag with me. And I hope it resonates with a few people out there watching it. Looking forward to sharing this more broadly and connecting with more great salespeople out there. So appreciate you, mate. Keep up the good work. Glad to have you.
Of course.